Welcome to the Tyranny of Hope, where we bridge the gap between therapy and everyday life. I'm Breedlove, your host, and this podcast is all about putting therapeutic concepts into practice. Each episode, we'll tackle real-world challenges, from setting boundaries to healing trauma, from mending relationships to overcoming addictions. You'll hear from counselors and learn practical strategies you can use right away. So whether you're in therapy or just focused on personal growth, you're in the right place. Let's turn hope into action and make real progress together. This is the Tyranny of Hope. Hello. This is Breedlove, your host here at the Tyranny of Hope. And today we're going to be diving into a crucial skill that many men find challenging, and that skill is the art of listening. So let's dive in. We're going to transform that fix-it impulse into an opportunity for deeper connection. Friends, let's start with a common scenario. So your wife comes home and she is upset after a tough day at work. And guys, what is your first instinct? You know, for many men, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you guys what I am smoking here, what pipe I have tonight. I think this is a Peterson pipe with this gorgeous rose transparent stem. And the tobacco is a Bengal Slices, the celebrated Bengal Slices pipe tobacco. Very nice. Again, I'm outside, so if you hear any trucks or crickets or birds or dogs, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so what do guys do? A wife comes home, she's upset, tough day at work. Your instinct for many guys is to jump right into that problem-solving mode, and you're like, hey, what happened? I mean, did you talk to your boss about that project? What went down? What did you do? Man, you should really stand up for yourself, honey. Or you're going to say something that sounds to her like you're defending the other people, that you don't have her back. Now, as the renowned relationship expert John Gottman says, one of the most powerful ways to connect emotionally is by listening and turning toward your partner. That's a thing I say a lot in therapy. Turn toward her. Turn toward him. Can you turn toward each other, not just physically, right, but emotionally? And yet a lot of us guys really struggle with this. Yet today we're going to explore a better way to respond. The key that we're talking about is attuned, empathic listening. Now, this is not just about hearing words like a parrot can just listen and then, holler back what you heard. What it heard, but this is about truly understanding and connecting with your wife. So let's break down the core skills of empathic listening. So, one, active listening. I tell guys, hey man, this is like you're going to be breaking a sweat. This is real work. You're going to give your wife full attention. You're going to put away all of your distractions, and you're going to maintain eye contact. Put down that iPhone, put it away, turn it off. Whatever you got to do to get away from anything that's going to be in between you and her. Get away, put it away. But maybe that means going outside or something. Second, repeat back what you just heard. For example, you can say, so honey, what I'm hearing is that you felt overwhelmed at work today. That doesn't mean you say it in a way that, like I said, like a parrot would say it. What? You felt like you were just repeating back the content, right? You're trying to get up under the hood and check the dipstick of her heart and see what you're reading there. Try to find the emotion behind what she is saying, right? She might not say, I felt overwhelmed, but you can tell by the way that she's saying it the look on her face, that she felt overwhelmed, the tone in her voice, all these things, right? So repeat back, mirror back what you're hearing. 3, you want to validate this. Validation. Acknowledge the feelings without judgment. You try saying back to her, man, that makes sense that you'd feel frustrated in that situation. Man, that makes total sense. You just validated it, right? You might not, in your own brain, you might be thinking, gosh, it's kind of, I would do this a different, or she could have done it just a different way, or I know a way to solve that problem. That does not matter. The only thing that matters is that you connect with her heart here. And you say, it makes sense. That makes sense that you felt this way. 4, affirmation. You want to express some appreciation that she would even share this. I mean, just simply say, thank you, honey. Thank you for opening up to me about this. That could really go a long way. You want to also affirm, I mean, that's, affirming that appreciation, I mean, expressing that appreciation that she shared with you is good. And affirming that she really is feeling this way. This kind of goes with the validation. Validate and affirm. You can never go wrong doing this. Even if in your brain you have this check, like, oh, this doesn't seem, that does not matter. All you need to do, because it really is happening with her. This is a reality for her. This is her experience. Okay. And then last, just if you can, find an open-ended question to dig deeper. Excavate her heart. Encourage her to maybe share even further. Like, for example, so, honey, how did that experience affect the rest of your day? I mean, what else happened? When that thing went down, how were you the rest of the day? Brené Brown, a lot of people know her. Man, she's super popular. She's, the research professor and best-selling author. She emphasizes the importance of this approach. She says, empathy has no script. There is no right way or wrong way to do it. It is simply listening, holding space, withholding judgment, emotionally connecting, and communicating that incredibly healing message of, you're not alone. Men, husbands, boyfriends, dudes, you've got to create this sense of safety with your partner and spouse, that they are not alone. They need to feel that they can say these things and that they're not falling on deaf ears, and that you are receiving this, and that the communication you're giving back to them, even though you don't say these words, it's being communicated that you are not alone. Now, let's introduce a game-changing technique that I've recently been putting into practice here in my practice, and it was actually from a newspaper article that my father-in-law sent to me. He sent it to all the children. And it was this kind of 3 H's. I call it the 3H approach. I don't even know if it's called that, but it helps me to remember it, because before you jump into fix-it mode, it gets you to pause and ask your partner all 3, I guess. Do you want me to hear you, help you, or hug you? Hear means they just need you to listen without any action. I don't need you to do anything. I just need you to listen to me. Help is when they're open to suggestions or assistance. And then sometimes a hug or just some physical comfort is going to be the best support you can offer her. So that simple question, do you want me to hear you, help you, or hug you, can really transform your interactions and help you respond in a way that really will meet her needs. Dr. Sue Johnson who founded the emotionally focused therapy, and which is an approach that I use almost exclusively in couples work. She reminds us, and God bless her soul, she recently passed away. She said that the most functional way to regulate difficult emotions in love relationships is to share them. The most functional way to regulate difficult emotions in love relationships is to share them. So let's put this into practice with our earlier scenario, right? Your partner comes home, your wife comes home, she is upset because of this difficult day that she's had. And here's how it might go. First, put away your phone. Put away whatever else might be good. Turn off the TV. Put down whatever you have in your hands that's going to, keep you looking at it. iPad, book, whatever. Newspaper, unless it's a pipe, because the pipe in my hand right now would help me actually focus. So put away those things and give her your full attention. And then 2, say something like, "Honey, you seem upset. Anything you want to talk about today? You want to talk to me about your day?" And if she's open to it, right, that's on her. That's up to her. This is hers to share or not to share. And if she does share, you listen actively. Now, if she doesn't, little side note here, that does not mean it's automatically about you. It doesn't mean that. I had to learn that the hard way early in my marriage, that just because my dear bride was quiet, that didn't mean that she was holding something against me. It didn't mean that she wasn't, but a lot of times it definitely meant that. In other words, she didn't always have something on her mind against me. She just had something on her mind. And I needed to respect that and give her that room I need to have capacity in me to let her have her own emotions, right? And then, so as she shares, if she does, and you're listening actively, you reflect back, you mirror back. It sounds like you had a really frustrating meeting with your team. And man, that sounds stressful. Or honey, it sounds like you heard from that parent, if your spouse is a teacher or whatever. Man, that is not what you were expecting, and I'm just so sorry. And then affirm, right? Thank you, honey, for opening up to me about this. That took some courage, and I appreciate that. And then maybe put into this 3H technique. Do you want me to just hear you on this or help you? Is there anything I can actually do about this? I'd be happy to do it. Or do you need a hug? Can I give you a hug or anything else? Hold your hand or anything at all that might serve you right now. So now, I know maybe some of you are thinking, but I want to help. I mean, my job as a man, as a dude, is that I help. I fix things. But here's the thing. Often our partners aren't looking for solutions when they share their problems. They are looking for understanding and validation and connection. Esther Perel, prominent psychotherapist and an author, she wisely notes that the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. So by listening attentively and empathetically, you are actually providing incredibly valuable support. So remember, this new approach might feel unnatural. I get it. You might worry that you're not doing enough by just, quote unquote, just listening. But trust me, the impact is profound. When your partner feels truly heard and truly understood, that you guys in your gut feel a little bit of what's going on inside of her, right? That's empathy. You get about 10% inside of you, what's happening at 100% inside of her, and you can respond to her with a little bit of empathy. That's going to create a foundation of trust and intimacy that strengthens your entire relationship. Y'all all know about the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. He emphasizes this point. He says, listening is the first step in learning to truly love someone. It's through listening that we begin to know and understand each other. And that's good stuff. So as we wrap up, I just want to challenge you men to put these skills into practice this week, you start with the 3H question. Do you want me to hear you, help you, or hug you? Pay attention to how it changes your interactions. And remember, like any skill, empathic listening gets easier with practice. But it's not something that you were born with, all right? You were born to listen, and as the other person is talking, you're sitting there thinking about your response, the next thing that you're going to say, or how to defend yourself, or how to give the other person a different way of view. That is not your job. When you are doing attuned, empathic, active listening, it is a skill. And like I said, man, you might break a sweat because it's like, oh, it'll wear you out. You might have a hangover after trying this. And that's telling you you're trying and you're doing it well. You're putting in the effort. So be patient with yourself as you learn this. And let's close, y'all, with a powerful quote from Carl Rogers, the founder of person-centered therapy. When someone really hears you without passing judgment on you, without trying to take responsibility for you, without trying to mold you, it feels damn good. That's all for today's episode of the Tyranny of Hope. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit. And until next time, I'm Wes Breedlove, reminding you that great relationships are built on understanding. Y'all keep listening, keep connecting, be gentle with yourself, and be gentle with others.